You're right, I'm Flux Pavillion and I'm here in Miami with Magnetic Mag. We flew out here for a circus party on Tuesday at Hangar, which is something that we do every year. We always put an EP out, and it's quite a mental one this year. We had Datsik turn up, and then Nightmare turned up as well, because me and him had just done a track together and we did it back to back. And it was also a party with Ram Records, who's like one of my favourite, if not the favourite drum and bass label. So yeah, the lineup was just heavily stacked and it was awesome. People always talk about, is drum and bass going to come back? And I'm not really sure. I've never seen it bigger or smaller. This team, it's like a world constant for me. I find like great comfort in that, in the fact that it's just about the music and it's the artists, and it's not about popularity or social media or likes or dislikes, or it's just literally, it's a constant thing because the music's good and the artists are dedicated. And that's kind of how I see dubstep too, as like the modernizing of that idea of sort of, there was a burst of popularity, but that didn't actually make a difference to the music or to any of the artists. And they're my favourite kind of scenes in the dance music sort of world. Ones that just sort of keep it real and it's all about the tunes. It doesn't matter if it's huge, doesn't matter if it's small, it matters if the song is good, and that's the most important thing. I think bass music sort of stands for the anti-establishment side of electronic music, I suppose. I think it's the people that want to do their own thing, and it feels punk to me, I guess, like dubstep when it first sort of came about, and that's turned into this idea of bass music. I think it's basically just a collection of artists who want to do their own thing and they don't necessarily want to fit in anywhere, and there's enough of those people now that we all kind of do fit in somewhere. But I feel like the diversity of the music is what's most exciting. I personally don't really like genres. It's the idea that drum and bass, that's like 3 words, and someone uses those 3 words to try and describe Pendulum and Goldie. That music is so diverse, it's kind of like, just listen to it, I suppose, is always the best way. If you think you might like something, check it out, and yeah, don't bother about genre tags. I think as a producer, I've been most influenced by hip-hop in terms of the groove. I think that's what I've always tried to put into my music, is because electronic music can easily be so repetitive. So it's like, try and make the repetition work for you, I guess. Like, make one loop that's so good that people will want to listen to it over and over again. And that's what I always loved about hip-hop, like Premiere beats and like Jurassic 5 and stuff. It just keeps going on and on, but you want that to happen, and when the track's over you want to listen to it again because that groove is so good, and that's what's quite infectious about it. And I think that's inspired me quite a lot with a lot of my tracks. Just trying to create a groove and create an energy rather than pound people in the head. Yeah, I do pay quite close attention to politics. I actively try to keep it out of my Flux Pavillion thing, I suppose, just because Flux is about, it's about the music rather than necessarily having a political message. But what I am quite excited about is the switch up. I mean, on obviously Sanders and Trump on both sides respectively, they're both representing the idea that the world doesn't have to be like it was. The world can be what we want it to be, and we don't necessarily have to do like what's come before, I guess, like the system, the structure of things. There is a way where we can switch it up for our own benefits. I quite like that as a message. But I think, me personally, if I'm going to promote anything, I think it's for young people to vote more. And I'd never say who to vote for, but just the idea of voting the young people, it's their country, They're the people that have got to live in the country that's being built by these politicians and by these presidents and prime ministers. So I think it's really important to have an active interest in it, because at the end of the day, most people, it's the older generation that vote, and they're voting to leave a country behind that they don't really care about anymore. Or it's always up to us to actually try and develop a country that we want to live in, and live in a bunch of rules that we agree with, basically. I am Flux Pavillion, and I have been Flux Pavillion, and we're in Miami, and I'm talking to Magnetic Music Mag. Big up.